So last year, about this time, Stephanie Howell created and shared on Gold EDU this template for iReady to have students reflect. And I really liked it. And so I took the template and the idea and I made it for our division. We use IXL. If you are interested in looking at the iReady template that she created in resources, I've linked it in the speaker notes. So several times during the year, our students are asked to complete the IXL snapshot to track their progress. But a lot of times, students do this, and then teachers don't take the opportunity to have students reflect and create personalized goals. And I think we're really missing an opportunity here for good teaching and instruction if we don't reflect and have students make goals. This can help students understand their strengths and weaknesses, motivate them to learn. It can help students develop a growth mindset if we continue to look at these goals and their progress throughout the year. And it also helps with teachers differentiating their instruction for, let's say, small group support for students that are struggling with a particular skill or may need additional practice in a specific area. So in this template, after a student completes a snapshot, for example, for us, we have fall, winter, and spring. So they would use a different sheet for each. And you could choose to make this digital and make a copy for each one or map the progress over one slide. Or for us, we oftentimes have the students, we print this slide and students fill it out paper pencil, and then we put this in their folder for their classwork so it's easily accessible whether they're on their Chromebook or not. And so what we do is we will either print out their action plan, or students can easily access their action plan through the assessment tab or drop down in IXL, and then they fill out their scores. And then this is a great opportunity for teachers, either in a small group or one-to-one, talk about what those scores mean. What is a typical growth? What is a stretch growth in each of these scores? And then have students reflect. What is something students, what is one thing that you're proud of in terms of your reading strategies, vocabulary, writing, or grammar? And what students often notice is maybe they're far below in a specific area, but they typically have a strength. A lot of times today in the reflections I was going over with students, we noticed that vocabulary or writing strategies may be a strength even if their reading strategies were slightly below. And then students make a goal. And I like to create a goal for our next snapshot. So a year-long goal can seem huge and unattainable to an 11 or 12-year-old, but if we say by December, what is your goal? And if we're thinking in IXL, 10 points growth per month, and here we are, we're about to go into October, that's not too far off. So let's say, maybe we can grow by 20 points in this specific area, and the students get to choose. They look at their scores and they determine whether we try and encourage them to focus on an area of weakness. But if a student says, hey, I really want to increase my reading strategy, we allow them to make that choice for their goal. And then we talk about how they can achieve that goal. So whether it is on IXL itself or not. So students can choose to say, I'm going to achieve this goal by practicing the recommended skills under, say, grammar and mechanics. And I'm going to practice at least one recommended skill and get it up to 80% one time a week up until my next diagnostic. We really want to make sure these goals are clearly defined. But if a student is working on writing strategies, they can do work outside of IXL and still increase in IXL in the next diagnostic if they're able to apply their learning. So we don't want to just say you have to do it in IXL, but that is a good starting point because it's easier for teachers to use. And then on the second page are just some ideas for reflection that we like to share with students if they're struggling or they don't know what a good reflection statement looks like. There's some here that they can either use or to generate ideas. So if you like this template and you'd like to get it, it's on my link tree under Teaching and Learning Resources right here for IXL Snapshot Data and Reflection.